folks, the time has come for me to react to my most disliked video ever in my YouTube channel's history in terms of dislike to like ratio. Just absolutely vicious. I posted this video 2018, why Tesla's going to $3,000 a share. Now, this obviously Tesla's gone significantly above $3,000 a share now, but at this time, this was an extremely disliked video, and the reason wasn't just because I was making a really what was seen as a crazy statement at that time. And I gave my heart to this video, and I posted, I think I did it in like the middle of the night or whatever. And I went into all my numbers and things like that. The reason it was so disliked was the very next day, like the very next trading day, the stock price went down like 12% or whatever. And my gosh, did I get so much hate, so many dislikes, so many comments laughing at me. And I thought we'd start out here kind of just going through a few of the comments, because I think there's a lot you can learn from a video like this. And we're going to react to this video and we're going to watch it. We're going to see how off I was on numbers wise, or if I was too bullish, bearish on numbers, things like that. We're going to actually go through that, which I think is going to be fun here, and kind of react to that. I haven't actually watched this whole thing in a long time. But the comment section was pretty interesting. By the way, a lot of people deleted their comments over the years, unfortunately. But there's enough there to still kind of give you a gist of what was going on at that time, okay? This comment, what about the e-tron? Volvo's going to have all their cars electric. Audi by 2020 is going to have more than 10 kinds of electric vehicles out there. Competition is going to be out there. You know, here we are in 2022, and I'm still like, where are these cars? Like, it's been a long time, baby. Obviously, just a lot of people were laughing at me, you know, because the stock went down the next day, just, you know, making fun of me, essentially laughing at me. It was what it was, right? Look at this comment. You have lost all credibility. Did you get paid by Tesla to make this promo video? I still get those comments today. All these years later, I still get those sorts of comments. Did this company pay you to say this good about them? It's just funny. It's interesting when you've been doing YouTube for so long like I have, and to still like see like these things go in cycles and like see the same types of comments. Oh, you lost all your credibility. You get paid by this company. Unless this company is merged, bought, or taken over by a you are a potential bag holder. If you hold as is, I have written this on here before and it might not be posted. So what? The mess that Elon Musk is in with the SEC concerns the same subject, blah, blah, blah. To recommend holding just the stock without any hedges long-term is irresponsible. That will get this unposted. So what? I think you're a great salesman, but you ain't no great investor. Maybe down the road, say 5 years from now, you probably won't even be on YouTube by then, as you will have found a much better outlet for your best talent. It's obvious these kids on here buy everything you say as the gospel. Oh, man. You know, hey, you know, just punch me. I'm just a punching bag, baby. Just punch me all you want. Can someone please tell if this is satire? I can't tell. And this is how I quit on Jeremy. Pure hype, no actual analysis. You know, it is what it is, man. I'm not sure if I'm autistic, but surely this is a joke. Surely this is a joke. Might as well rename the channel Financial Clickbait. I still get those today. This aged extremely badly in such a short amount of time. Oh, yeah, surely did, didn't it? Congratulations, Jeremy. This is the dumbest video you've made to date. Tesla currently struggles to build roughly 200,000 vehicles out of one of their overcapacity factories in California. That means they'll need at least one more factory to get just close to 1 million vehicle production. It'll take at least 3 years to build, and if they started today, which they haven't. Let me find the rest of this comment, is read more. There we go, found the rest of it. Give me a break. Tesla's a big fat zero. If they turn a profit, it will be for only 1 quarter, and then, and just then, they are toast. Next comment up here. Tell me what else is going to hit 3,000 so I could start shorting it. Yeah, you know, laugh at me all you want. Moment of silence for all the new Tesla bag holders created from this video. There's a reason many billionaires investors say they'll be a customer at Tesla, not an investor. Oh, that's one of those. It's just like, oh gosh, man. You know, it's just painful. It's just so cringe to look back now. Like, if billionaires are saying they're going to be a customer at Tesla, like just think about that for a moment. Like, if people just like use a little common sense sometimes. You know, you can't do it. That's one of the signs that the bull market is over, when there's a feeling of boundless optimism, said this individual. Yes, okay. So nonetheless, I got absolutely shredded in the comments section that day. And like I said, a lot of people went back and deleted their comments over the years, unfortunately. But there's enough there to get the gist of it. I got shredded. Obviously, a lot of people made fun of me. And it is what it is, okay? But let's watch the content of the video and let's see, you know, what's going on here. And I think the lesson that can be learned from all those people that were laughing at me, making fun of me and this and that, if they just spent that energy and that time, instead of laughing at me, making fun of me, saying I'm an idiot, blah, 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 they just spent that time, like actually maybe doing a little bit of research on the electric vehicle trend and where the trends were going and why that was likely and like who was the biggest player in that market. If they just done a little bit of time, you know, they would have made so much money. It would have been ridiculous. But, you know,
Tesla stock is going to $3,000 a share. It is midnight right now, and I was just working out some numbers, and all I could think is I've got to record a video.
It's midnight. I was just working out some numbers, and I just felt like I had to record a video. You know, some things never change. You know, 2022, 2018, it's all, you know, some things never change in life.
About this. Tesla stock is going to be $3,000+. I want to break down all the numbers for you guys here that I have been working on, okay?
Break it down,
and
baby.
I'm going to share some unbelievable numbers with you, and then I'm going to get into a part that is really scary about this. Really, really scary about after we get through these numbers, guys. It's unbelievable, okay? So first off, this is just looking at U.S. vehicle sales in total, okay? New vehicle sales per year. In the U.S. is around 16, 17 million new vehicle sales per year, all right? Now, that number has peaked. It peaked in 2016 and is likely to continue to go down. Why is this? We got more people working at home, so we have less people needing multiple vehicles. We also have Uber, Lyft, a lot of drive-sharing services, things like that have changed the way people commute around. So the importance of a car or a vehicle in general is going to slightly go down over time. And I expect this to continue to go down for probably the next decade until we get to a level number, all right? So,
you know, whenever I go into an investment, you know, especially nowadays and even back in 2018, you know, I always think about it from like every single angle, like expecting like the most extraordinary situations to happen. I'm not just somebody that's just like some random guy like that's just like, oh, I'm gonna buy this stock. Like I think about it from every angle. I've researched every single thing about this. I break it down pretty simply to try to not cause over confusion. But the amount of research time I spend on companies is no one's at my level. I guarantee you that. There's no one on YouTube who's even you can't even compare them. I don't care who you're talking about. There's no one. Everybody can look at past financial statements of companies and things like that. That's little kid stuff, I call it. There's no one out there doing the type of research I'm doing. I promise you that, and I put anything on that I do promise you.
Right now, the way
not just on YouTube. There's nobody period that puts in the type of research time I do. It's just nobody.
It is in 5 years, we'll be at somewhere around 15 million vehicles sold per year, around 15 million vehicles sold per year, all right? And that's assuming we're not in some massive recession 5 years from now. Just in a decent economy, we should be doing around 15 million vehicles a year, all right? So the way I see this is I see Tesla having around 1 million vehicle sales in 5 years from now, out of that 15 million. Why is this? Model 3 will continue to ramp. They may also have a car of some kind, maybe a $25,000 or $30,000 electric car.
It's interesting. They never needed to even do that car yet. They might still do that down the road, but they still haven't needed to do it because their demand is so insane that they don't even need to go that route yet to make that like super duper affordable car. And it's interesting because all the rest of the car prices are going so insanely high now that Tesla's all of a sudden might end up becoming the cheaper vehicle over time. Which is pretty insane to even think about.
Even smaller that maybe can fit people.
And also, I don't know if I was running, because I say in 5 years, but this video is from like, you know, the very, very end of September 2018. So I don't know if I was talking about these are 2023 numbers or 2024 numbers I was running here. So that I'm a little confused about because it's been a long time since I recorded this video. So, but regardless if this was 2023 numbers or 2024 numbers, I think Tesla's probably going to do 1 mil or more vehicles in just the United States in either 2023 or 2024. So, you know, it looks like I was pretty much right on as
really
far as that
are
goes.
looking for super budget, something super small. They're going to likely have...
If anything, I think I probably was not bullish enough, which is crazy to think.
Why in full scale, which is, in my opinion, probably going to be their top selling SUV out there. They're going to likely have a pickup truck out there. So in my opinion, in 5 years...
Pickup truck. They didn't even show off Cybertruck at that time. What are you talking about, pickup truck? That's crazy, man.
1 million sales per year in the United States of America is going to be pretty easy for Tesla the way they have branded. Why is this? Why is this? Tesla has no competition. Literally, Tesla has no competition. Like it has amazed me how they have no competition out there.
So speaking straight facts, first off. Second, I love how much energy, man. I think as you get older, you just kind of get a little more wisdom, and it takes more to get you kind of in that mode. But I just love it. Like, there's no competition. Like, I love how like aggressive I was. Oh my gosh, man, just a thing of beauty.
You say is a real threat to Tesla? Name one company. Ford, give me a break. What are they?
Name one company. Ford, give me a break. Like, I don't come with that type of energy nowadays. I'll just be honest, man. I don't have it like that anymore, man. Nowadays I'm just at such an unbothered place that like, I feel like I probably had a lot more of a chip on my shoulder back then. I think that's what it was. So anyways, it's interesting.
They haven't done anything. General Motors, are you kidding me? What have they done? Their vehicle sales are awful. Compare them to what Tesla's doing, and it's not even on the same level of playing field, okay? You want to compare them to the, let's say the German auto manufacturers out there, BMW, Mercedes, Audi. Oh, they're coming. All these big guys are coming, right? That's what we keep hearing, right? Where are they? Where are they with their electric vehicles? And then some people say, well, they don't want to come out with them yet just because they don't make money for them yet, right? Well, that's an invalid argument, because here's what we know. We know Model 3 is outselling any of the German manufacturers out there by a large margin, and it's not even remotely close. Look at their sales versus BMW in August. Look at their sales versus Mercedes in August. Porsche. It doesn't matter who you want to compete them against. They are absolutely dominating them, okay? Not just an electric versus electric, because most of those guys don't even have electric vehicles. We're talking electric versus ICE vehicles right now. Electric vehicles versus ICE vehicles in Tesla is on a whole other playing field. So when I look at this, and then I look at the startup space, what's going on with electric car companies in the startup space, I see no threats at all as of right now. They're non-existent. And I look out here and I say, the big guys are a joke. The big guys are a joke. I don't care who you want to point at. They're all a joke. They have no chance. Tesla has a massive lead over these guys, and the lead is getting bigger and bigger and bigger by each week that goes by, each month that goes by, each year that goes by. Tesla.
It's interesting. I'm a lot more intelligent than this old Jeremy and have a lot more wisdom. But what I will tell you is, damn, I don't have that much of a chip on my shoulder as I did back then. Jeez, man, like how animated I got was just intense.
Beautiful. Gets bigger and bigger and compounded. If you understand the way compounding works, you can understand that when somebody gets a big lead and they keep that lead, it keeps expanding at a faster and faster rate until the snowball keeps going. It's no different than why Amazon is so far out in front of everybody right now, okay? The level of expansion with the company is unbelievable. So 1 million vehicle sales in the U.S., I think, is going to be pretty easy for them to pull off in 5 years from now, all right? So 1 million vehicle sales in the United States. I think the average selling price of their vehicles will be around $50,000. Why? Because some will be obviously a lower end, Model 3s, or maybe some type of Model 2 or something like that comes down the road. Well, it's maybe a $25,000 or $30,000 car. But
I went too low on that number. I was not bullish enough. I think I went with a safety number of 50K. Yeah, once again, I don't know if I ran these numbers for 2023 or 2024, but regardless, the average selling price for Tesla, whether we're talking 2023 or 2024, will be probably significantly above 50. So
you're going to also have people that have the $100,000+ SUVs. You're going to have people that have the roadsters, pickup trucks that maybe go into $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 range. So in my opinion, somewhere around $50,000 will be the average selling price. Times that out by 1 million sales per year in the U.S. We're looking at $50 billion in revenue from the United States of America within 5 years, all right? $50 billion in sales just from the United States of America, all right? And that's 5 years from now.
That's likely going to be a way low ball number. They'll probably do way more. Let's call it that. There'll be way more. Once again, I don't know if this is 2023 or 2024, but regardless, they'll smash that number.
That's for in sure. 10 years, the way I see it is I see us having around 10 million new vehicle sales per year, right? For the reasons I already mentioned. And I think this will kind of be the number we bottom out at. And I think that's kind of where we'll stay long term. There's probably be that number of people out there that feel like they need to get a new vehicle each year. And that's just kind of where we'll be at, okay, in 10 years. So the way I think about this is I think Tesla within 10 years is going to have a 50% market share of total vehicle sales in the United States of America. I think their market share is going to be comparable to Apple out there, all right? I think the rest of everybody else, whoever is startups come down the road and whatever old dogs are left and haven't already gone bankrupt. And by the way,
it's funny because back then I used to use Apple for some comparisons sometimes for Tesla. And certain things I saw, I would use Amazon as a comparison back then. And man, I used to get so much hate over that. Tesla's not Apple. Quit comparing it to Apple. And it's like, no, there's just this one like thing that I see that's a commonality. It's not like I'm saying Tesla's better than Apple or anything like that. Or, you know, if I ever try to compare them to Amazon, what a joke comparing, you know, this bankrupt company to Amazon, you know, ... You know, it's kind of funny, you know, Elon Musk ended up becoming richer than Jeff Bezos after all these years, right? But, you know, just that type of stuff, it's like, and I do those sorts of things today where I'll find a commonality between this company and that company and people, and I get attacked right away. And it's like, oh, you know, that company's not this company. It's like, I'm not saying they're that company. It's just there's a commonality there, right? So it's entertaining.
Old dogs will be bought out by each other. So what you'll start to see over the next 5 to 10 years in the automobile space, you'll see a lot of big companies buying other smaller auto manufacturers and kind of bulking them together and trying to do whatever they can, you know, fund resources together to try to battle off Tesla, right? And it's pretty much everybody in the auto industry against Tesla right now because they're the ones that are going to be taking all the market share. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, it still is. It feels like the auto industry against Tesla, you know, and it feels more that way with each passing year. And I was talking about, you know, consolidation playing out over a 5-10 year span. That definitely can happen. You know, if we look at, you know, what's going to play out over the next 5 years, 7 years, I could definitely see some, you know, some of these companies acquiring the other companies. The good thing for the automakers in the short term, they kind of got this boost up in their business and actually, you know, selling for really strong prices. But as less and less folks want internal combustion engines and go the EV route, that's when it really starts to hit them. And that's going to really start to affect them when EV sales flip ICE sales. And so that's a debatable thing. Some people feel it's going to be like 2025. Some people feel like 2026. Some people feel like 2027. That's when more EVs are sold. More new EVs are sold in a given year than ICE vehicles. And I feel like it's probably going to be 2026. Might be pushing a little bit on that. 2027, I feel much more confident that EVs can flip in that year.
I see it as I see a Tesla doing around half the market share, so that's around 5 million vehicles per year within 10 years in the United States of America. I think average selling prices by that time will be at around $70,000. Why? Because everything gets more expensive as we go through time. I remember being a kid, and if you wanted to get a new cheap car, you know.
Is he talking about inflation? Because Jeremy, from the future, I have something to tell you. Yeah, there's this thing that's going to be like a huge thing in 2022. It's like inflation. You're going to call it out in like 2021 before anybody even recognizes it. But, you know, you won't get credit for it because, you know, it's just like
cheap car, you know, entry-level automobile, let's put it that way, you could get something for around $8,000, maybe $9,000. Now, honestly, a cheap car is anything under $20,000, all right? And it's not even like I'm that old, okay? My 29th birthday is coming up here soon, all right? So I have seen nothing but inflation, and the dollar becomes less and less over time. Vehicles, you know, pricing goes up and up, especially as new features come on. 70,000 is where I figure it would be. 5 million sales per year. That's $350 billion in revenue per year just from United States automobile sales. Now, this is not even the scariest part of the valuation of Tesla and why this will be a $3,000+ stock, okay? Now I want to get into why this is just the start of where things are going, okay? Let's get into part 2. Alrighty, guys, if that was not enough to give a massive bullish case for Tesla and why Tesla is going to be $3,000+ per share, let's look at some more factors, okay? So as we spoke about, I expect them to be able to do $350 billion in vehicle sales 10 years from now, just for the United States, all right? Keep that in mind. But here's the thing. What about China? What about Europe? What about Latin America? What about India? We know they have a massive growing economy and 1.2 billion people there, right? We know China is all about electric vehicles going forward. We know Tesla's going to be opening a factory there in Shanghai within the next few years. What about all these markets? If they can get 350...
Boy, did that end up becoming a successful factory. That's all I gotta say about that. Wow.
$1 billion just from a market that has a little over 300 million people. Imagine what they can get from China, Europe, Latin America, and India, and some of those massive markets combined over the next 10 years. You got to run numbers here and assume they can, if they can do 350 billion in the US alone, they should at least be able to do 350 billion from all those other massive amount of countries, okay? So if we look at this puts Tesla in a situation where this could be a company bringing in $700 billion plus in revenue in 10 years from now. And these numbers start to get ridiculous, and you just start to figure out how unbelievably, massive this company will really be in the future, all right?
Let's see, 700 billion in 2029. Yeah. I think most Tesla bulls would say that's a low ball number. I think everybody expects them pretty much, that's bullish on this company to be doing $1 trillion plus in 2029. So, well, we'll see. Obviously, time still has to play out there, but that's the expectation now.
Now, also, this doesn't take into effect anything that they're doing on the solar side, electric storage, any of that. That's another massive part of Tesla's business in the future. Right now, it's totally thrown off to the side. Why? Because Tesla has a lot bigger things to focus on. Model 3 is ramping. This is their first vehicle that they've had to really launch in a massive way. Their full focus is around that right now, okay? And then their next focus is around Model Y and their Shanghai factory and getting that open, hopefully within the next few years and built and whatnot. That's where their focus is all right now, and that's where their focus should be. But over time, they're going to have a way and plenty of resources around. They're going to have plenty of money around to throw into their solar business and their electric storage business, which has massive potential going forward. Okay, solar roofs, the ability to have energy in your garage and not have to get it from the grid and things like that. Maybe even sell it back to electric companies. All that type of stuff is a massive opportunity when you look out over the next decade. How much that is worth, I don't even want to quantify the numbers because that's too distant as of right now. But a lot of people feel like this could be $100 billion+ revenue type business in 10 years from now, okay? I don't want to throw any numbers around there. Just imagine what it can be. Then, also, do you think they're going to stop at doing this? Do you think they're just going to come out with some vehicles? They're going to come out with they've come out with Model 3, they come out with Model Y, they come out with the pickup truck, the Roadster they've already announced and whatnot, a semi-truck. And do you think that's going to be it for them? They're just going to have some solar roofs and those products? No. As with all big companies, they find the next product to go into and the next service to disrupt, all those type of things. Think about Apple. Think about Apple 10 years ago. It was a
Oh, there it goes. Don't compare Tesla trash company to Apple. How disrespectful.
Much different company than the Apple today, right? iPhones were just starting out. It was really seen as still as a computer company back then. The iPad hadn't even been invented yet, or at least not shown off or anything like that. They didn't have anything like an Apple Watch, or they weren't in the headphone business. They didn't have this massive services business. Like Apple 10 years ago was a massively different business than Apple in 2018, okay? They're not even on the same level. So the way I see this, if you think Tesla is just going to be content with coming out with some vehicles and doing that and some storage products for electricity and whatnot, no, this company is going to continue to push for new products, services in adjacent industries and things you never even thought possible before. So when I look at Tesla, I see a company that is going to be unbelievably big in the future, unbelievably big. One of the biggest companies literally in the entire world, if not the biggest company in the entire world in terms of revenue in the future. I think when I look out really at revenue in the future, we'll have, profitability is another segment we could talk about, because Google will be there, Facebook will be there, Apple will be there in profitability. But if we're talking about revenue numbers, in the long term, it could honestly be a game between Tesla and Amazon in terms of overall revenue numbers. So when I look at Tesla, this will easily be a $3,000+ stock. As long as they can get through the short-term stuff they're going through and make it out to the other side, there is nothing but upside for this company because they honestly have virtually no competition. Like name one competitor that you think is a serious competitor against them. No one, okay? No one's doing numbers. No one's doing numbers on the electric side like Tesla's doing or anything remotely close. No one's proven any great products out there that have tons of people excited. No one has anything like that, okay? And the worst part is these other auto manufacturers, they're getting further and further behind each day, each week, each month, and each year, and Tesla's advantage is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So when I look at this, it's a fun company when you look out into the future and what this company can be. So I want to know your guys' opinion on Tesla down there in the comments.
You heard their opinion. They trashed us, man. Don't even try that stuff. So, obviously some of the numbers pretty in line. Some of the numbers actually might have been a little too bearish, which is interesting on some of those. So, I think at the end of the day, if I feel really, really passionate about a stock, right? I don't think it's the best decision to laugh it off or say it's just a joke or something like that. And especially if I make something a massive position of mine. There's usually reasons I'm doing it. I've done my full research into certain industries and why they're going to become massive in the future. And I spend countless hours on this stuff and constantly going over the theses over and over and over again and staying up to date. And so in the short term, and sometimes in these companies, there can be a lot of fluctuations and a lot of big drops in those moments, right? But to think I'm wrong because the short-term stock price went down is like famous last words, let's put it that way. So I think that is something to keep in mind. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed looking back at this video. It's fun to look back at a video like that from a long time ago and taking a controversial stance on a company that was thought to be a joke at that time. The Tesla you see in 2022, there's this respected company and it's like, oh, they're so perfect. Believe me, at that time it wasn't. It was seen as a joke by a lot of people, and that video was seen as a joke by a lot of people, and that's just unfortunate. Much love as always, and have a great day. I need to get more energy. One thing I learned, I got better looking over time. Not as tanned, but that's because it's wintertime right now. Got better looking, but I need to get that energy back, man. That's just a different level of energy.